And it is very important to take note that this is clearly not an option for any responsible leadership. We have a major political problem. We have a major economic crisis, and exacerbated by the international economic downturn and the financial convulsions in the United States. It is therefore important and pertinent for them to think of the nation and not just for themselves. And adding to that, you must realize that this is now a minority government. The majority of MPs are with us, the Pakatan Rakyat. Yes? Well, I see semua tak berani tanya. Yes, I was in touch with Dato Yong Teck Lee last night.
If the Prime Minister rejects the request today outright, today, what happens?
We will convene an immediate meeting of Pakatan Rakyat leaders to discuss our next course of action. We have actually initially made some plans, but I think it has to be confirmed when I consult Ustaz Hadi and past leaders and YB Kip Siang and DAP leaders, although they are represented in today's deliberations by YB Tony Lok, YB Kamarul Jaafar, Dr. Hatta and the rest.
Those plans include perhaps contemplating the audience with the ARMO?
I'm not discounting.
Without further delay.
I'm not discounting that possibility.
After if the Prime Minister rejects this request, you may go to the...
No, after, if this is rejected, then we will have to convene an immediate meeting to discuss the next course of action.
And it could be a meeting...
Well, there are many options and possibilities.
Is that related to the Speaker as well?
Well, the Peraturan standing orders of the Parliament is quite clear and explicit there that the 11.3, the only provision is given to the Prime Minister to then convene the session. Therefore, we will only notify the Speaker, but the letter has got to be has been sent to the Prime Minister in accordance with the standing orders and the advice of the law. Yeah.
The Prime Minister informs the Speaker to convene.
Yes. And the Prime Minister will then inform the Speaker to convene the emergency session. Yes.
How long will you give the Prime Minister before trying to seek an audience with him?
We have given the date for the emergency session. Otherwise, it will make no sense. You talk an emergency session of Parliament to be held next year. So it is therefore critical for the Prime Minister to respond. You can ask him to this evening when, I mean, his response. Please do.
Are you saying that you're going to give the Prime Minister until next Tuesday, and if he does not respond, then you will seek an audience with him?
No, next Tuesday is the emergency session. Our proposed emergency session of Parliament. He has to respond. This is an emergency issue. I mean, you have a sitting government that has lost confidence of the majority of members of Parliament. And politically, economically, we are in a near crisis situation. You can't delay.
Will you expose the numbers first before you come? This is received from the country. You expose the numbers first before you convince the ample emergency.
What is required of the Prime Minister is just to know that we have the majority of members of Parliament. And that's the consensus that we have told him, and he said he wants to know the details. Yes, then convene an emergency session of Parliament. Then you will see. At least we go by the Constitution and by the procedures.
He doesn't believe you. So he doesn't believe you.
If he doesn't believe me, then go to the Parliament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is the... Yes. Yes.
I believe you have the figures.
Yes. Thank you.
But it will be difficult because the TN is recalcitrant. They will not give you anything. My suggestion in a block just posted is, all those who pen their signatures onto your undertaking, they must step forward in public and say, we are the people.
Yeah.
Let's not delay it anymore. The people are getting tired.
Yeah. That includes Teresa Kok, who's now Natasha ISA. You know, this is our concern. We are not in an ordinary democratic environment. So we will have to protect them. That is why I wanted a categorical assurance from the Prime Minister. What was his response? Anwar is a liar and I'm not crazy. He did not give that categorical assurance.
No, that's all.
What we want is to ensure that members of parliament are given, including Teresa Kok, she must be given the right to appear on Tuesday and take her vote because she has to be counted.
I'm appealing for those people who signed
Yes.
this undertaking to come forward publicly before the emergency session.
Yeah.
That will expedite the cause. That will speed up the process.
I share your expressed sentiments, but I also share their concerns. You see, if they are somewhere in some remote areas in the country, you know, and they can't even get, they want a guarantee. They say, Anwar, can you guarantee that we will be here, safe, in Parliament on Tuesday? Yes, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you.
Dato Seri Anwar, regarding the representation by all of the research division,
Yes.
the Muslim country more than non-Muslim country.
We'll count again. You shouldn't worry. You shouldn't worry about these things. Please be rest assured that Kadilan, PAS, the DAP and the leaders are mindful of the sensitivities and the need to ensure a stable political environment and a vibrant economy. That has been the thrust of our policies. Yeah.
Very cool from ABC Radio. You said we are not in a democratic situation. Now I'd like to ask what kind of strategies or what are you anticipating in the fact that you might be having to deal with influences and figures external of the Prime Minister? Dr. Mahathir may be reinstated into UMNO today. So what kind of strategies do you have that you may actually have to be dealing and grappling with people beyond the Prime Minister himself?
I don't really need to worry about Dr. Mahathir. He has exhausted all strategies and all his strategies are known already, including the use of ISA and jailing some people. So I think we'll have just to move on, notwithstanding these developments within UMNO. It's not UMNO that's going to decide the welfare of the people. We must make sure that we move on, save this country and propel its economy in very, very difficult times. I'm not suggesting that, you know, it's going to be easy. Even for Pakatan Rakyat government, it's going to be tough under the present economic problems. Okay? Yeah, last question, please.
I'm just wondering why you can't wait for October 13 when Parliament reconvenes.
You know, it is a state of flux. Volatility in the system. Look at the economy. Look at the pronouncements of the leaders. Arrest, ISA, threats, economic threat. Yeah, and switching portfolios in midstream in the midst of this crisis. And then uncertainty during the UMNO Supreme Council meetings. How long can you wait? What is the new vision? What are the new policies, economic policies in this time, in this period now? In any responsible government, you should have at least a special task force to deal with this present economic crisis. We don't have. So we will have to deal with this, and we have to deal with this immediately. Tomorrow if possible.
You're saying that as soon as Pakatan Rakyat form government, you will form these committees, you will address these issues.
Yes, yes.
Many of us are concerned about the welfare of Raja Petra.
Yes.
And many of us see the plight of the ISC, the JDs coming to an end the moment Pakatan Rakyat takes government. For that reason, we would be comforted if you could give us an indicator of how long we have to wait before Pakatan Rakyat decides enough is enough. Bapa has already said debut